Wow, Ralph, I am so excited about our guest. What
I
about you?
know, I know you are. I know I am. We have been talking about this guest for a long while. So I know that you and I are so incredibly excited.
Yeah, we are. So today we have a short bonus episode with Amy Cooper. She's with Gallagher Bassett, but she is also the founder of Rising Leadership Summit and Rise Professionals. So, man, we talk about her. I know every single year we look at the event dates, and for whatever reason, the last few years we haven't been able to make it happen. But you're for sure going this year, right?
Yes, ma'am. I think I've got it open. I've already put it away on my calendar. I'm so excited. I can't believe I'm actually going to be able to make it.
I know, and I hope to make it too. I'll be going back to Panama, and so I'll see if I can make it back directly from Panama to Miami to be able to attend this. It's in Fort Lauderdale, but folks, please listen along because we've got Amy as our guest, and she's going to tell us everything we need to know about the Rising Leadership Summit. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Hey, Ralph, how are you?
I am doing great, Yvonne. I am so excited. I can't stand it.
You can't be any more excited than I am because I've been wanting to get this person on our podcast since the beginning. So welcome, Amy Cooper. How are you?
I am good. Thank you. I think I'm the most excited to be here on the famous Deconstructing Comp podcast.
Aw. Well, we really have, as I mentioned, we were just getting ready. We have said your name so many times just in the last couple years, because there's so much happening. You're so visible. I love the stuff that you're putting out. Ralph and I know for the last 3 years straight, we've talked about coming to the Rise Leadership Summit. And for some reason, there's always a conflict. And so we're so sad that we haven't been there yet.
Well, you are officially invited this year.
Well, thank you. So, Amy Cooper, you are the founder of the Rising Leadership Summit. I just am so excited to talk to you and share some of the things that you all are doing there. So I'm going to turn it over to you and let you explain to our listeners what Rising Leadership Summit is all about.
Yeah, so a lot of people always ask, what does RISE stand for? So Rising Insurance Star Executives, we have our big annual leadership summit coming up. Our group is all about helping early career professionals in their career. We teach leadership. We have a mentorship program. So education, networking, mentorship, that's what we're about. We also help try to attract new talent into the industry. We do scholarships for students. And this leadership summit is it's our big annual conference. It's our our biggest in-person event. We do a bunch of pop-ups around the country, but the leadership summit is really special because of the amount of energy, the people who come, and all of the excitement, but also like the caliber of the speakers. Get a lot of CEOs that come out to this event, and I think we'll have close to 600 people there this year.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So I know what it's like to have a full-time job and also put on a conference. How are you doing that?
I work a lot. So, I definitely given up my fair share of nights and weekends to make it happen. But it really comes down to having a great team. We have an amazing team at Rise that is their full-time job. So it's not all dependent on me. Tori is our director of operations. Desiree is corporate programming. We also have Nicole. I also have my partner, Katerina. So we just, it takes a village to do anything. And we've got the right team behind Rise. Also, I think I've always, since I've been little, good at, I call it compartmentalizing everything. So when I need to focus on something, I do. And if I need to be fully present somewhere, I will shut everything out to be fully present. I think that served me pretty well.
I love that. I think we could do a whole multiple hours of conversation just on that one topic, because I think that would be really helpful to many others, not only in our industry, just in general.
Yeah, time management skill. What is the number one thing, the most important thing I can do right now?
Yeah.
And focus on that and nothing else. and repeat it.
There you go, rinse and repeat. So tell us more. So you have your annual Rising Leadership Summit. It's usually in June. So, I mean, there's always something. It seems like every week there's something new that you're talking about. I love seeing, you mentioned the pop-ups that you have all across the country. I love that idea. So tell us more about what a person could expect by attending the summit.
So a lot of people think initially, because our focus is early career, that you might have to be young to attend the Rise Leadership Summit, which is not the case. We actually have 2 different tracks, and we tailor the programming, and you can pick your own path at our conference. So if you are more entry level, if you're a student, we have some students that attend. We have something that's all focused on personal development, personal growth, things like goal setting, time management, public speaking skills, anything where it's, I want to refine me. And people walk out of there just like so motivated, so excited. And then we have a management track where we have a lot of directors, VPs that attend, and they go through our management track, and they're taking courses on like motivating a team and decision making and change management. So a lot of that type of stuff. The main thing about what Rise does and why we're such a great complement to what exists in the industry already is because we focus on those human skills. We're focused on the, not the technical training, but everything else. So what does someone need to be successful in the insurance industry? And then just as a leader in general, we focus on that. And if that's not exciting enough for you, we also have Matt Dunsmore's part of the Simon Sinek's speaking team. And he's doing the keynote on the book, Simon's book, The Infinite Game, at our event. So, any leadership nerds out there read any of Simon's books are pretty excited about the keynote too.
I love that. I love that. Oh my gosh. Well, I also know, so let me see if I can say this eloquently without stumbling over my words. So I also know for folks like Raphael and I who are more seasoned in the industry, you also have a lot you have a mentorship program. And I know I've applied to the mentorship program before, and I need to do some studying some more on being able to focus, because I know what's happened in the past is I've applied and then I haven't gotten my what together at the right time to get everything in, to be able to get everything so you can match up, because I know it's very well organized. And so you have people apply and then you match up with other people that are looking to be mentored. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, our mentorship program, it's one of my favorite things that we do. Mentorship's a big piece of Rise, and it's also a great way for people who are more seasoned to give back. You're looking for ways to volunteer, give back. What better thing to do than to volunteer your time and share your experiences and help the next generation of leaders? You can sign up to be a mentor or a mentee. You can do both. At different times. We run it every fall and spring. It's a 3-month structured program. You meet with your mentor, mentee 6 times. And yes, so we do an application. It's open for a month or 2. Mentors have to take the training. You do have to go through our process and sign the agreements and go through that. But then once you're past that piece, once you commit, we will pair you cross-functionally and even just across borders too. So we have people participating all over the world in our program. So when you fill it out, you put your time zone in there. And so we'll make sure that we pair you correctly there too. And for those who are like, I'm not sure, because of like that whole idea, people deterred us at the beginning, like, what about poaching? So that cross-functional pairing that we do is on purpose to help avoid conflict. So if you're a claims person, you're getting paired with an underwriter. If you're a broker, you're getting paired with somebody in product. What's kind of cool about that is it helps broaden people's perspective of the industry and be able to open their eyes to have a more global view of like what their contribution is and what role they play in insurance. And it also helps people focus on, the questions or the guided questions that we give them, which is really focused on me and my career and how can I improve or how can I overcome situations I'm in, not so much, what my job is.
I love that. Ralph, I'm going to be quiet so you can ask a question or two.
Amy, look what you've done. That's impossible. That just doesn't happen ever.
Look what we've done.
First, I'm gonna gush on you. I'm gonna love on you because, as Yvonne has said, we have been watching you and this amazing growth that developed and you've started and you have poured your soul into just grow and grow and become, and it really has become something special. I mean, we marvel at it. We have been meaning to get to you for at least 3 years, maybe longer, because we just see the energy behind it. We see the results. We see the mentorship program that you've been running and how incredibly successful it has been. Your gala, your awards gala, what an amazing array of every insurance, right, component, that we're out there comes and contributes. And so Amy, what an amazing thing you've been doing and are doing. I just want to say congratulations, because it really has become one of the premier programs in the country for all of us to attend, for all of us to admire. Thank you so much.
Such kind words. Thank you so much.
No, you deserve them.
Very passionate about helping others. So
you can tell. So I don't know that we mentioned the dates, June 16th through the 18th, right?
Yep. At the Fort Lauderdale Harbor Beach Marriott. It's on the beach if you need another reason to come.
Exactly. You can't beat it. It's beautiful down there. It's going to be nice and warm, gorgeous water. So come on down and enjoy us down here. Tell the folks a little bit about the diversity of insurance, right? Because we're in comp, but you bring a lot more than just comp to the table. So give folks an idea of who has normally come to the conference.
Yeah, I think what's kind of cool about what Rise attracts is it's more about the type of person. So you have high performers, top performers, rising stars whose companies are investing and sending them. A lot of times we get teams of people. So you'll have certain carriers or brokers bringing 10 of their people, 20 of their people all together, and they use it for team building. So you have a lot of carrier folks, a lot of different brokers, MGAs, insurtechs represented there. But even part of that is inside those groups and teams that are coming down. You've got 2 claims people, 2 underwriters. You've got somebody from, their marketing department. You've got somebody from data and analytics. So you have this really nice mix of people, and it doesn't even matter the type of insurance. I think if you look at the companies that have been involved with us, you have lots of companies that write work comp, but you have tons of personal lines companies. You have tons of commercial lines where maybe they're doing different things. Like I mentioned, insurtechs. So you really get that very nice, diverse, mixed type of insurance there. And sometimes being able to collaborate with folks across lines helps open up. Well, even though we don't have the exact same problems, we might have similar problems with our customer base, or with, circling back that information from claims back to underwriting, and having these groups rub elbows with each other really helps with that collaboration.
I love that. Yvonne, you and I are big believers in that, right? You get folks from different corners of this thing, and all of a sudden you're learning because they've got the same headache, but they managed to figure out a way. I'm learning, and I'm walking home with a solution. I love that.
Especially with the reinsurance folks. Those are my favorite conversations.
Well, Ralph and I are always talking about all the different fascinating nuances of insurance and workers' compensation. So, Ralph, we just have to make our way there. So I don't know what the heck is the problem.
I'm gonna, whatever the heck I've got, I'm gonna cancel it and I'm coming.
I was gonna say,
Amy, we have been saying it for at least 3 years, maybe longer.
I'm headed back to Panama the beginning of June, but I know that Panama, and we have direct flights from there to Miami, so I know I can get there.
Close enough. It wouldn't be the furthest someone's traveled.
I'm sure not. That's the other exciting thing for me. Well, I don't want to lose track, and maybe Ralph has another question, but sorry to jump ahead. I want to not lose track of the pop-ups. So you talked about what happens at the summit. What's going on with these amazing? I love the idea of a pop-up, but tell us what happens at your pop-ups.
So we like to blend education, networking, and make it fun. So we take the opportunity to do pop-up events around the country. Instead of having chapters that have like regular happy hours or something, we try to make it special. So we throw a big deal and we collaborate with all the other groups that are local to that area. So we try to bring together, if we know our friends at NAIA, or we have APIW friends, or whoever it is that's in the area, we bring everyone together at the Rise event and we include everyone. So it's an inclusive event. We always pick something really fun. We always do an education panel at the beginning to make sure that everyone has a nugget to take home with them. And then, we try to make it something different or unique that you haven't seen before. We just did last week, Meow Wolf in Dallas. We've done the Museum of Ice Cream. We've done
Oh my gosh,
just throw in stuff that people like to do. And then we try to make it a little bit more like a little Rise flair. So we do that. We do at least a dozen, sometimes close, 15 or 20 a year now that we're doing. People have a lot of cities that they'd like us to add to their list. But even when we can't have an official Rise pop-up, we now have an ambassador program. And we're growing our ambassadors in every state in the United States right now. And through that program, they're hosting events. So even just beyond like the Rise hosted pop-ups, we have our local ambassadors throwing events. They might throw something in conjunction with a local conference or at a school, one of the colleges, or just something with a collaboration with other organizations that are local. So we're really expanding that local presence. And the pop-ups are a great way to tell people about Rise. They may not have heard of us. I know it's hard to believe when you look at social media. You think we're making waves, but you can't reach everyone. So it's just a great way to grow the network and get people familiar with Rise.
Thank you. So Ralph, back to you. Did I cut you off? Are there more questions?
I want to know more. I want to know more about the Museum of Ice Cream. Tell me more.
Well, there is one in Miami, so that might be on the radar for us in the future.
How much fun, Amy. That's part of the programming that I've also enjoyed watching you guys grow into. Like, not the norm, not the old boring stuff, but you guys have made it fun. And how incredible to be able to come out to an event, to something like that, right? How incredibly great. There's such wonderful energy about that. There's such wonderful welcome. Come join us. Let's have fun while we also learn together. I just think that's if there is a magic sauce to all of this, I think you found it. That's it. I love it.
Yeah, I think, the perception that we are trying to change at Rise is that insurance is boring. So if you want to change the image, you have to replace it with new images.
That's right.
That's what we're doing. And you can look on and think, wow, they're just having a big party, but we're not. We are learning and networking and having fun at the same time, which, you can't be afraid to do if you actually want to attract the next generation.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to push some boundaries and do stuff that people aren't doing.
And I would add that. So you're absolutely right. You have to change the images and the narrative. If you want to see change, you have to change the conversations that are happening. And I can see that that's happening. So again, kudos to you I agree with Raphael. There's a palpable energy that surrounds Rise and the Leadership Summit. And I just think it's really fun to have watched it. I can remember when I heard about the first one, and I don't recall how many years ago that was, but it's really been amazing to watch the growth trajectory of the event and what you've been able to do.
Yeah, one of the high energy things that we have at our event, and thank you, this will be the 4th year that we've done the in-person leadership summit, but it's the 9th annual Rise Award. So we've been around for a while, but really getting noticed now. Because you mentioned mentorship earlier, and I should have mentioned with our actual leadership summit, we do a speed mentoring event.
Yes.
So it's like speed dating, but it's speed mentoring. Another way that a lot of the more tenured folks that are attending give back is they serve as mentors in that event. And it's just a lot of fun. Like every 8 minutes, people are changing tables and
Love that.
brings the energy, changes up the pace. All of the talks at our event, they're like TED style talks, 15 minutes or a 30-minute workshop. We don't do as many of the panels because it's really meant to be like, it's the TikTok generation. Like, you want, give me something short, give me the takeaway, tell me a story, and let's keep going and make it entertaining. So we try to cater to that audience. And you'll see when you come in June to the Leadership Summit that you'll feel that pace and that energy there too.
That is so amazing. So I'm going to do a shout out and throw a colleague of mine under the bus because this is one of the ways that your name has come up in the past couple of years. And so I work at Institutes of Health, and my colleague is Dwayne Johnson, and he recruited me to come work at IOH. And he mentioned to me early on when we first started talking that he had been invited to do a video or something with Rise. And I'm like, and why haven't you done that yet?
Yeah, Dwayne.
So I think it would be fun to see how, because I'm always telling him, Dwayne, you really need to get connected to Rise. I think you'd be a perfect fit. His energy is off the charts amazing.
Yeah.
And he needs to be involved at some level. I don't know exactly what would be the best fit, but he needs to be involved. And so he started an event. I'm sure you've heard of it. He started an event 13, 14 years ago called the Elevate Conference. And so that happens in San Diego. And I would love to see how we can collaborate with you guys to, cross the gap across the country and get you guys talking to each other and maybe have a pop-up in San Diego.
Yeah, we will be in San Diego this fall. So sounds like we should definitely connect on that.
Absolutely. Well, Ralph, any more questions before we wrap up with Amy?
I just want to say thanks, Amy. Really, your leadership has been remarkable. I really, and it helps me now to really put it all together. TikTok generation kind of style, which Yvonne and I are a little older, but we get it, we understand it, and we love the energy behind that. So that's why we're so attracted to it. But just congrats to you and to your entire team. Amazing results. You're changing the face of our industry. You really are. And so we love what you're doing. We love, the energy with which you are doing it, and the results speak for themselves. So thank you so much. You make our industry better.
Thank you. And thank you so much for having me on. It's great to be here with you both and be able to talk about something I'm so passionate about.
Absolutely. And before we actually wrap, I just want to get back to, is there anything else, Amy, that we didn't mention that you'd like to mention in relationship to the upcoming summit?
Well, you can find us at riseprofessionals.com. You can join online for free. You can join Rise, and we have an app, so you can get in there into our community, talk with folks, follow us on all the social at Rise Professionals. And if you don't have your ticket, definitely get one.
Awesome. Well, like Ralph said, we're just so amazed at all the things that you're doing. And I just want to kind of rest one more time or pause one more time. So even if you're thinking that you're in the comp space and this doesn't really apply to you, there's a lot of really awesome things happening at this conference. Amy mentioned them here. I think if you can make it to this conference, this is one of the conferences that I would say absolutely you need to find your way to, because I see a lot of magic happening here.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Magic for sure.
Magic. So, Amy, thanks again for joining us today. This is a short episode, so we'll make sure and work this into the mix really soon, because I know that you're trying to get folks interested in attending the June conference. So great to see you. Always great to see you. And I hope that maybe we can get you out to Elevate.
It sounds great. Can't wait.
Ralph, any last words?
Thanks, Amy. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And we always like to wrap an episode, Amy, by saying, until next time, hasta
Hasta
luego.
luego.